The year is 1977, and researchers with the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, SETI, are sifting through radio signals they hope will contain evidence of life beyond Earth. Most of the signals they pick up are from stars or galaxies. But one particular signal stands out. It's coming from right next door, and it sounds like someone is trying to send us a message. It contains 30 distinct pulses at evenly spaced intervals. And when I say that this is strange, I mean that it's so strange that even the scientists running the SETI project had to take a step back and ask themselves if they were actually alone in the universe. This interstellar mystery is what we'll explore today, starting with how the signal was discovered all the way back in August of 1977. That S, when in Ohio State. University radio astronomer named Jerry Emin was scanning the skies for signs of life beyond Earth. He was looking at data collected by the Big Ear radio telescope in southwest Ohio, which was designed specifically for SETI research. The telescope was trained on a region of the sky near the Sagittarius constellation and was picking up radio waves between 1 and 3 gigahertz. These are within the range of frequencies that our radio telescopes can send and receive, which means that any signals we send out could potentially be picked up by other civilizations and vice versa. As part of his search, Hyman scanned for a specific arrangement of frequencies called A6EQUJ, a sequence of 6 equal parts with 1 jump or coup in the middle. This pattern would be easy to recognize even on a crowded radio band because it's unlikely that natural sources would produce such a specific waveform. But while scanning for these signals, he noticed something odd. There was a strange signal that looked like a 6EQUJ, but it wasn't quite right. So he circled it on the printout with a pen and wrote "wow" in the margin. That's where we got the name of this cosmic conundrum. The reason that the "wow" signal stood out so much is because it contained 30 distinct pulses at evenly spaced intervals, all of them within a 50-second time frame. For comparison, the 6EQUJ that we use to search for aliens has just 2 pulses. It's not 30. On top of that, signal was only about 30 times noisier than the background radiation, making it far more detectable than most of the signals that SETI researchers sift through. All of this made the signals seem just that little bit more intentional, like someone or something was really trying to get our attention. But despite how promising it seemed, follow-up attempts to detect the signal failed. And after a few weeks, it disappeared altogether. Oh, this makes it pretty tricky to study. We don't have a lot of data on it, so we can't say for sure whether or not it came from an extraterrestrial civilization. But what we do know is that it probably didn't come from Earth. We checked and there were no satellites or aircraft in the area that could have produced this waveform. And if it was a terrestrial radio telescope, we would have been able to see its telltale beam pattern. Since the beam was omnidirectional, it seems likely that the "wow" signal came from somewhere in space. That could mean that it was a natural phenomenon, maybe a burst of radiation from a neutron star, or a flare from a faraway sun. It could also be that it was an intentional transmission from a distant civilization, and there's currently no way to rule out either of these possibilities. But some astronomers have suggested that the explanation for the "wow" signal might actually be a little more mundane. They argue that the signal was produced by a human-made object, but not one here on Earth. In a paper published last year, researchers argued that the most likely source of the "wow" signal was an as-yet undiscovered Voyager spacecraft. You see, NASA's Voyager probes emit radio signals as they travel through space. These signals are used to communicate with the spacecraft, and they fall within the range of frequencies that the Big Ear telescope was looking for. But it's possible that one of these signals could have hit an unknown object in deep space, bounced off of it, and then traveled to Earth, creating the illusion of an extraterrestrial signal. If this happened, it wouldn't be the first time something like this had fooled astronomers. In 1960, radio astronomers searching for quasars detected a fast radio, sourced only to realize that it was actually a microwave oven in a house nearby. While this explanation might seem disappointing, it does raise an interesting question. If human objects can fool our telescopes into thinking there's life out there, could there be other objects in space that are giving us false positives? And if so, could they be mistaken for signals from alien civilizations? It's hard to say, but in the years since the "wow" signal was discovered, astronomers have searched for similar signals to no avail. Maybe one day we'll pick up another one and we'll be a step closer to finding out whether or not we truly alone in the universe. At the very least, the wow signal gives us a fun story to tell on the regular. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, hit that like button. If you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel.